All right, good morning, everyone. Um, Today we're having our first office hours session of the 24-25 academic year. Unlike orientation or some of the sessions that we do at the Institute, this is more of an informal process where we'll give you a few announcements and you can also ask questions and get clarification on things as well. It's really just a communication touch point for us to you. I have blocked off, I think, an hour and a half for this. I don't think that we'll take the whole time, but after we do a few announcements, I do want to let you all have an opportunity to chat with me, chat with each other, things like that. So, number one, I really, really hope that everyone on this call has registered for the Institute on Teaching and Mentoring. This is our 31st Institute in New Orleans, Louisiana, October 31st through November 3rd. And if you have not registered and you have not sent me a request to be excused, we need to talk immediately. So, we can do that offline, but please get in touch with me. We do need to get you registered. Need to get flights booked, hotels booked, all of that. We've been working really hard on our end to make sure that this is a fantastic institute, and we want to make sure that you are there to enjoy it. So that's number one. Number two, I know that there are a lot of I'm looking at the list. I think there's some veteran scholars, but some new scholars on here. Please, 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 if you are receiving a stipend or if you're supposed to receive a stipend from us, from SREB, please make sure that you update your grades and enrollment in a timely fashion. Every semester. If you're not enrolled, we can't pay you. I say that a lot. I try to say it multiple times when I talk to you all, when I send you all emails. But we did have a few, as Dr. A likes to call them, wayward children. This
I call them recalcitrant children, but
this semester, but we want to make sure that you all are getting paid. And if you don't upload your stuff, it makes it difficult for us. And so one of the things I also want to say to everyone is that if you are receiving a stipend from us, if you have submitted a request for professional development, if you've submitted a request for academic support, please get your documentation uploaded into the Scholar Update portal by the 15th of the month. That is when I go in and I check everything and make sure everything is good. So if you're sending me something on the 22nd, particularly as it relates to grades and enrollment, I cannot guarantee that you will get paid that month. It's not just a process with us. I'll check the stipend list. Our program accountant checks the stipend list, and then it also goes to our organizational accounting. So it's not just well, let me just write your name on a list and and check you off. There are processes in place, and we have to make sure that you all are getting this in on time. Um, there was something else I wanted to say. If you are not receiving um, updates or emails from me, I at least send out a mass email twice a semester at the very least. If you're not getting those updates, if you're not getting those emails, please reach out to me so that we can work with our database coordinator, our database person, so that we can make sure that you have the right email address on file. I also want to let you all know that we do have some new folks in our organizational accounting, and we are working on simplifying and streamlining some processes. Um, from here forward, unless you request otherwise, the idea is that we will be able to pay your academic support and your professional development by ACH/direct deposit and not do paper checks. You know, it's kind of hard to depend on snail mail right now, particularly when there's coming out of the Atlanta area. I don't know if y'all, but we've had some serious issues with the mail. But I do want to let you know that we're working on getting that process in place so that we can make things a little bit easier for you all. Uh, okay, I think that's all the announcements for the most part. All right, so big thing today. We are super, super excited to offer a new, mm, call it a pot of money for you all to access to help you with your academic journey. So as you all know, we currently have the Professional Development Fund, which is available to all scholars, whether you're a dissertation awardee or a doctoral awardee. And that is up to $500 for you to use to present your research at a professional conference. And for some of my new folks who are on board, if you are wanting to utilize those funds, you will go into the Scholar Update portal. You'll scroll all the way down, and I think it's number 4 or 5. I might be saying that wrong, but there's a little bar that says Professional Development Fund. You will go in, you'll put your information in, you'll put your documentation that you actually are presenting, and then I'll go through and pre-approve that for you. Once you return from your event, you will go back to that same place and upload your receipts because we do need scanned copies of your receipts. So whether it's a screenshot, whether it's a image, whether it's a PDF, we need your actual receipts, and we'll get you paid for your professional development. The Academic Support Fund is available only to dissertation awardees. So these are folks who come in for the program for 1 year. Our dissertation awardees have access to $500 to support their research and their writing. So a lot of these students will request reimbursement for software, or my laptop died, or I'd like to use some of this money to pay for incentive, like little gift cards or incentives for research participants. So that fund is a little more open. Beginning this academic year, we are going to, or we have implemented a student support fund. Now, this fund is a bit different. This is available for doctoral awardees who have reached the dissertation writing phase. So this, you'll have to provide documentation that your dissertation proposal has been approved. And that can be in the form of if there's a particular form that your institution uses, if there's an email, if you want somebody on your committee to, write a letter, that's fine. But this fund, we're excited to make available for our doctoral awardees who have not had access to academic support funds. At the moment, this fund is you can be reimbursed up to $250, but this is a one-time deal. So whereas with professional development and academic support, if you use $100 here, you come back and use another 200, and then you use another 200 later on, that's fine. We can kind of do those in pieces. But for the student support fund, you need to gather all of your receipts to get as close to $250 as you can so that you can use these funds. Other stipulations, we're rolling this out so that we kind of see how you all are taking advantage of this. So the only scholars at the moment who are eligible to apply for the student support funding are students who came in 2021. So these are 21 scholars. Eventually, our hope is to um, have more funding available to you. We're hoping to get up to $500 at some point, but right now we're starting off with $250. So this year, the 21s will be eligible to use this funding. Next academic year, the 22s will be eligible to use this funding, and so forth and so on. And it will get to the point, at some point, everyone who is at the dissertation research phase, who is a doctoral awardee, will get to have access to these funds. But we're doing a slow rollout just to see how it goes at first. But we want to, again, make sure that we're supporting you in the best way possible, and supporting you on your academic journey so that you can finish your degree program and go out into academia and do great things. Dr. A, what am I missing?
Professional development, we're increasing the amount
Yes.
of available funds.
Okay, this is for everyone. Professional development is going to be increased to $750. So if you are going to present at a conference, now you can be reimbursed up to $750 for your expenses instead of the 500. We think that this will give you an opportunity to hopefully use the professional development funds more than once. For the most part, when people use professional development funds, they're kind of just using them all at once. But we're hoping that this will allow you to do a few more things, not a whole lot, but we're getting there. So the professional development fund will now be increased to $750. And let's see, academic support is staying at $500 for the time being. But we're also looking into potentially increasing those funds at a later time. Okay, I think that's all.
You got it.
Okay, all right. That was the gist of the office hours today. I wanted to let you all know that we're rolling out these changes to our financial funds. We will do like when you come to the institute, when you come to orientation, we'll have a slide that says, who's eligible for what and when. But we did want to at least introduce you all to this. And so if you have questions, if you think you might be eligible, we're more than happy to take those questions. So we've got about 18 or so folks on the chat. So if you have a question, please unmute yourself and ask away.
Is this the Q&A period?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Is this the Q&A period?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Reserving last year was my first year, and so I didn't have to all I had to do was to put in my itinerary, and the airline tickets were purchased. And so my question is, is there an airline recommended, or a place where I know now we have to purchase our own tickets, but is there an airline recommended? Is there some kind of
A deal or
platform?
special that we have with the airlines? Lydia, no, we do not have any special arrangements with an airline. Get the cheapest one you can for your benefit. But no, we do not have any special arrangements with airlines. We used to several years ago, but we do not currently have any special airlines where we, if you will, have discounts available.
I see a couple questions in the chat. Austin says, is attending an international conference eligible for the Professional Development Fund? Absolutely. We've had multiple students. I think my most recent scholar had traveled to Sweden to to present their research. I've had students who go to Africa, a little bit of everywhere. So if there is an international conference, you can absolutely use those funds toward that. And then Alana says, when should we receive hotel information for the conference? Alana, do you mean like a confirmation number, or I think she may have dropped off. But you should receive a like a general confirmation from Robert or from the Institute coordinator. And then you will also at a later date receive like confirmation numbers. We're trying to make sure, that's why I keep hounding y'all to make sure that, and I'm sure it's nobody on this call, but I want to make sure that everybody is registered so that we can start sending out those specific confirmation numbers. But yes, you will be getting those.
And the same applies to the flights, right? The flight confirmation.
Yes, you will get that as well. So I did have a chat with Robert, who is our Institute coordinator, yesterday. Seems like there might be a slight delay in the travel agent's response, but if you have put in your flight request, they will reach out to you so that you can confirm which flights that you need to take from your particular city that you're leaving from. Yeah.
And I think Alana's questions about the hotel, I know that we target that you'll get a confirmation with a confirmation number approximately 2 weeks ahead of the institute. And you're registered. You know this. If you're registered, you got a room.
Yeah.
But each of you should get actual confirmation numbers 2 weeks out.
Another question in the chat, the PD funds, is this for reimbursement or upfront? All of our funds are a reimbursement process. So you front the money, or sometimes when it comes to professional development, sometimes there may be departmental funds that are available for you. But if you have bought a plane ticket, we will reimburse you for that. Same thing with academic support and now with the student support. Once you apply for the funds or put in your request, we will get that to you as a reimbursement.
I have another question.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm new to the program, and we had to agree that we're not gonna work. I can't work anyway because I'm under a visa, but we can still have paid summer internships, right? When the time comes.
Yes, that's correct. And Raphael, you're at University of Pittsburgh, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, the institutional, so you would be considered what we call an institutional scholar. And so an institutional scholar, you'll need to follow the directions and the rules and regulations, policies, procedures that are set out by the university. And so most likely you will be able to do a summer internship, but I would check with was it Lydia Thomas, and she'll be able to get you the specifics on that.
Thank you. And also a follow-up question.
Yeah, no
like I said,
problem.
I'm institute funded. So for those 3 years, nothing really changes for me about funding, right? It's the same for my fellowship. The first year I get full funding, and then 2 years of appointments, right? It's being this program doesn't change
Correct.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll
Thank you.
you'll have 3 opportunities to utilize professional development funds. You'll have 3
Yes.
opportunities to the institute, all of that. But you're still a doctoral scholar. You're still a part of our program forever. But yes, those are the specific parts of the award package.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Question in the chat. I reached out earlier in the year about using professional development funds for virtual presentations. I didn't turn in the documentation because I had an unexpected move. Can I still submit these? Yes, you can. Is the development fund cumulative? No, it is
No.
not.
Good question.
Meaning I'm presenting in the fall on research, would I be able to apply for that reimbursement? Yes, but, or and, if the reimbursement that you submitted earlier in the year, we can make that count toward the 23-24 academic year, but anything from August 1st on is a part of the 24-25 academic year. So it'll be 2 separate years. Let's see, is there a particular dress code for the Institute? I've seen some videos of scholars wearing regalia. All right, so had somebody answer that. Yes, business formal or business casual is a dress code, particularly during the plenaries, during the sessions. If you're going to a CV review, we do ask that you dress business casual or business formal. The pictures that you've seen of folks wearing regalia, it's probably one of the most exciting parts of the Institute. This is where we allow folks who have graduated and received their degrees, or they've got their final dissertation signed off on, and maybe they're like graduating in a couple of months. But you do get to come dressed in your full regalia. We'll give you a stole, a plaque, and you get 2 minutes on stage to talk about your academic journey and hopefully how we've been able to help you support that. But it is a really fantastic and incredibly inspirational event. So the graduation ceremony takes place on Friday evening. And again, the dress code for the whole meeting is business casual, business formal, except for Saturday night. So we will, for those of you who attended the Institute last year, Saturday evening is typically the free evening. We don't have a dinner. But last year we did do a social event. We will be doing that again this year. It went over amazingly well, and people did request that we do the social event again. So I think the theme for this year's social is beignets and bread pudding. I think that's what it is.
Pretty. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're super excited about that. It gives everybody a chance to relax, let their hair down in a safe environment. So no, you don't have to come dressed business casual to that. It is a social fun event, but everything else really is business attire. Let's see. Accommodations now in place for academic considerations. Is there something similar for GRA responsibilities? Do you have guidance on this? Diane, send me an email and we can talk about that. Yeah. What is the procedure for requesting the academic support fund? Do I need to get approval before making the purchase beforehand? With the academic support, you do not have to have approval beforehand. However, if you put on there that you're going to buy a Gucci laptop or a Louis Vuitton, strap to go on your bag, I'm absolutely not approving that. So, be mindful of that. But with the academic support, you'll go into the Scholar portal. You'll scroll all the way down. I think it's number 5, and it'll say Academic Support Fund. You click on that, you fill out your information, provide your receipts, and we'll get you reimbursed. A submitted reimbursement for the CEA 24 conference. I have not received it yet. Lydia, let me check on that for you. The last time I went into our system, I didn't see any outstanding ones, but I'll check on that for you. Name change, getting married. We've actually had several students get married recently, so it must be in the water. Is any guidance on how to proceed with that? Either reach out to me or Veronica Johnson, and we'll get your name changed in our system. It's pretty simple to do on our end. All right, what other questions do we have? I'm so excited that you all are engaging with us.
And asking good questions, by the way. These are great questions that a lot of people want to know the answers to.
Yeah, indeed.
I appreciate this office hour opportunity, and I think it's really great.
Oh,
I
thanks,
have
Lydia.
another question. If you are not presenting, like if I wanted to go to the next CEA conference that's being scheduled, and I'm not presenting, but I want to attend or another conference where I wasn't selected to present, but I would like to attend. How is that supported? Or can that be supported or what?
That is not something that is supported by the Professional Development Fund. If you are using or requesting to use professional development funds, you have to actually be presenting your research. Now, if you are a doctoral awardee and you're a 21 scholar, you could potentially use your scholar support fund money to go to a conference. But the Professional Development Fund does not allow for that.
I have a question.
Hey,
Um,
Jamie.
hey, how you doing? So been talking to you all summer. Thank you so much. You have been great. And we've ran into kind of a issue at least at Georgia State in terms of communication with the graduate office to potentially some fellows offices and with SREB in terms of tracking where everybody is at.
Mm.
And so through all the things that we talked about over the summer, I ended up working in the graduate office. And I'm not sure if you know who Lisa is, Lisa
Yeah.
Armstead, Dr.
Mhm.
Armstead.
Yes.
Looking for a solution on that for future fellows and current fellows, and trying to create more of a streamlined system to um, at least at Georgia State, and potentially a model that can be used at other universities if there's not one already existing, where departments, the graduate offices, and SREB are streamlined and lock in step with each other in terms of where students are at. So if a student defers, um, the graduate office knows, and that, within you have 3 years, right? And you can potentially only defer once, because on the fifth year you're not funded through SREB. So tracking where students make certain decisions, if they have to defer, or where they're at, so that instead of representatives from SREB or the student having to reach out to the graduate office, they have already they're already ready for that. So on just thinking of the model on our end, what would probably need to happen is probably think of a particular way to have more communication, or more streamlined communication, or a directory where graduate offices and DGSs and graduate office can work with SREB to have like a list, or have a specific way to reach out each year, depending on where the fellow is at. And we can talk about this after. I just wanted to like put the bug in your ear for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, Jamie. This is great because actually we have recently been in touch with Lisa Armistead for not only yourself but several other scholars, and we are working on a way to kind of, like you said, streamline some of the communication processes. Typically, it is up to the scholar to,
Right.
know where they are, but a lot of times, what we have seen recently, not just at Georgia State, but also in some of our Virginia schools, is that when it comes to department personnel, sometimes there's a lot of turnover. And so there might be a department chair when you first come in and they're like, oh yeah, we're ready to support you the whole way through. And then you get to your third year, your fourth year, and they're not there. And then the new person doesn't know. And, there's just a lot there. But we'd be happy to talk with both you and Lisa. And I will say that Lisa did mentioned that she is very pleased having you work with her in the graduate school, and she's very impressed with your work. So, yeah, we can definitely take that and talk about that a bit more.
Definitely, I step in here also. I want all of you here to listen to the question Jamie just asked, because one of the things I want to say, to all of you, each and every one of you is responsible for your own fellowship and how this whole thing works and how you're getting paid, your deferrals and those things. Make sure that you all are paying attention to how you're getting paid, when you're getting paid, if you defer, what that means. I mean, it is incumbent upon each of you to know the rules of how this all works. Jamie, some of what is going on is that information is getting shared amongst you scholars that's a little off, and because somebody gets it wrong, they share that impression with all the other scholars there, and now everybody thinks it works a particular way, and they were wrong. So I'm telling each and every one of you, you have ultimate responsibility for making sure that your payments, your all your funding is in place. And Tiffany and I are always available to talk to you about your particular case. Be very careful, mindful when you talk to your colleagues about what they're doing, what applies to them. You know, all of you are different. You have different circumstances, situations. So, you know, I mean, ask your colleagues, ask your fellow SREB scholars how something works. But at the end of the day, your situation may be slightly different and some rules apply. Jamie, waiting, I'm gonna say this to Jamie, but all of you need to hear what I'm gonna say on this. When you defer, it doesn't matter whether you defer first year, second year, third year, that money can only be used in the fourth year. Any deferred dollars that you may accumulate can only be used in the fourth year.
And it
Okay?
can only be up to a year's
Yes,
worth
thank
of
you.
funding, which is $20,000. There is no support. There's no direct support from SREB during a fifth year if a scholar is a part of the 5-year package.
Okay.
But yes,
Most of you
Jamie,
going, well, what is that all about? But
I
just
know.
remember the words that we talked about deferrals, that if you defer. And what this is all about. Look, we encourage all of you that if you can find better funding than ours, we absolutely encourage you to go after better funding. Okay, we absolutely encourage you to go after something that's going to pay you better. You do not lose your place in our program. You continue to be part of the program, get all the benefits. We just can't pay you if you're getting another comparable award that's even better than ours. You end up deferring the funds from us, which get put in the bank for you for a fourth year. And those funds accumulate in that fourth year up to $20,000. But we encourage each and every one of you, you can get a better deal, you absolutely should go for it, because we want all of you to be supported to the best of your abilities or the best awards out there. Again, it does not take you out of our program. You're still part of the program, having access to everything else. You just don't get a stipend, a monthly stipend from us. So we definitely encourage all of you, if you can seek better awards, get better awards. That's a good thing for everybody. And understand, so how we work this. Any funds that any of you don't end up using. Say, Jamie, you got this award from NSF worth $30,000 a year. Well, absolutely, you should take that. Or 30 from where I think they're paying out at like 35,000 and 37,000.
37. Mm-hmm.
37. Hey, we encourage you to take that. And we will bank that $20,000 we would have had in, let's say you got that award from NSF for the next 3 years. Well, that means you didn't use any of your funding, your stipend funding. Well, it's not like we're pocketing that. What that allows us to do is go support another student. So we're putting that money back, if you will, into circulation by supporting more students. So, this thing, it's an ecosystem designed to advantage students and to support as many scholars as we possibly can support. Because remember, our overall program goal is getting as many of you into the academy and in front of these classrooms as we can possibly get. So we're churning that money, if you will, to support as many of you as we can possibly do. All right, enough on that.
But yes, Jamie, we'll definitely talk a bit more about that.
Sounds good. And I have one more question. I think,
just
to make sure, for scholar pool, so for scholar support fund, it has to be within the time that you're to ask for that support fund. It has to be within the time that you're being supported through the stipend with SREB for 2 years.
No, it doesn't. And really, the way that it's designed is that you would most likely, we have run through countless scenarios, but most likely the scholars who are eligible to use the scholar support, they probably will not be receiving direct support from SREB at that time. I mean, the way that we've calculated it out is that most scholars will be using it after they have cycled off of SREB funding. So as long as you're in the dissertation writing phase, you meet all of the eligibility requirements, whether you're receiving a stipend or not. If you meet the eligibility requirements, you can utilize that funding.
Okay. So we have to have like a set budget for that funding too, and what the funding will be used for has to be approved as well, right?
Right. So what you'll do is if you say, okay, I know I've got $250 to spend. I know I need to buy this software for $100. But I'll just wait to use 150. Nope. As soon as you submit that receipt for $100, that is all. We will not go back in. So that's what we say. Collect all of your receipts, whatever you can put together that you're using towards your research, and max it out as much as you can. Because once you submit that the one time, and I think we've got notes in the actual submission portal area that says, once you submit this, that's it. So this is not like that particular thing is not like the academic support and the professional development where you could use it multiple times. This is a one-time use.
Okay. And this might be, so I wanted to use it. I don't know if this would be approved. I wanted to use it to fix my laptop that I use for my research. The screen is broken. So I wanted to use it for, yeah. And,
listen, I get it. It's hard out here.
It's a struggle out here, man. I'm trying.
I absolutely get it. But yeah, if all you would need to do is submit your receipts and we'll reimburse you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. A couple other questions in the chat. As a 23 scholar, I expect to do my comps and defend my dissertation. I'm assuming you mean proposal in the coming spring 25. My dissertation writing phase will begin either in the summer or the fall of 25. What is the probability that the student support fund, if still available, will be provided? You would need to talk to me on a one-on-one basis about that. Oh yes, hopefully all of you received the email about purchasing apparel for SRE or SREB branded apparel. I think the deadline was October 1st. I don't have the link right offhand, but I will send out that email again. But we were able to partner with one of our scholars who does have an apparel company, she and her partner, and we have given her permission and licensing to provide SREB branded, I think it's a t-shirt, a polo shirt, and a hoodie that's available. But we're super excited about that. And I hope you all get to purchase it. I hope we see it, front and center at the Institute. If you place your order by October 1st, you will be able to pick up your order in New Orleans at the Institute. after that, you'll just have to mail it to your house or your mom's house or grandma, whatever. But yes, if you make those purchases before October 1st, you can pick it up and sport your fresh gear, fresh drip at the Institute. Let's see. If we have reserved our own hotel room, will we be reimbursed for the cost that the Institute covers for scholars? Marquita, talk to me a little bit more about what you mean. You're staying outside of the Institute hotel?
Yes, that's correct. So me and another scholar, Veronica and I,
Why would you be doing that?
because I'm bringing my husband. It's our anniversary weekend as well. So I wanted to be able to have my own room with my husband and celebrate our anniversary at the same time.
Listen, I got you. There are plenty of scholars who do bring spouses, partners, and so you're more than welcome to do that. But if you are staying outside of the Institute Hotel, which is incredibly nice, but let me just put that out there. If you're staying outside of the Institute Hotel, we cannot reimburse you.
Okay. So it would
Mark,
need to be still within the
Marquita,
institute. I'm sorry.
yes, Marquita, you can bring your husband
Yeah,
to the meeting. That's fine, and you can. The way we do that, because you're not the only. We have plenty of scholars who bring
yeah. They
spouses and
just,
family.
have their own room. You don't have to
Yeah,
room with somebody
you
and
don't have. Yeah,
bring
you can not have to
spouse.
room with somebody. The thing you have to do is buy out the other half of the room because we, as you know, we double people up. You would just buy out the other half of the room.
Okay, that's good to
And
know.
yeah, and it's in the long run, I think it's cheaper for you if you do that than if you were to go
For the
outside
full
in
time.
the whole. Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you for clarifying that. So I'll reach out to, I think I emailed him before about that. So I'll reach back out to
yeah,
him.
Robert.
Yeah, please
Yes,
do.
Robert. Yeah.
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 And if you got, once we're off this call, if you got other questions about it, but yeah, you should, yes. Yeah, you're not the only one that brings spouses. We have plenty of scholars who bring their spouses.
Well, thank you both for clarifying.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see. I didn't receive the email about purchasing the t-shirt, so not on the mailing list. I think you were one of our scholars who were onboarded a bit later than some of our other ones, so I will send that out again. Will we know who we're rooming with prior to arriving to New Orleans? I want to say yes.
I want to say yes. I believe.
I don't remember.
We do know
But
before.
let me check with Robert and Bree will get back to you on that. But I'm pretty sure the answer is yes.
Monica Daniels also asked about having professional development funds in the art history. Monica, when we're off this call, give me a call or Tiffany a call, and let's talk that one through.
Oh yeah, I did. I missed that. Sorry, Monica.
Right.
Yeah, let's chat about that. There's a connection, crack the code. Diane, I am not sure. We do have a former colleague who now works with the Department of Defense. So maybe let me get in contact with her and see if we can try to access some of that population for you. Let's see. Wanted to make sure I understood correctly. Academic support is only available to one-year dissertation awardees. Yes, that is correct. And that's one-year dissertation awardees, whether you're a state-funded scholar or an institutional funded scholar. If you came in on the one-year award, you have access to the academic support funds. These are great questions. What else can
Yes,
we
they
answer
are.
for you today?
I'm impressed.
The MOA documents, yes, for our new scholars, we have not sent those out yet. I'm working on putting those together, but I promise you, you will get them. and they'll come to you via a link through DocuSign. So you'll click on it, and then once you sign, then it will go to your department chair, and then someone in the graduate school will also be a signatory on that document. And once everybody signs, then you'll have a copy of it for you to use. But yes, working on that.
So I'd like to break the streak of good questions with a very silly question. So the conference, the institute happens during Halloween, right? Does that
Yes.
happen every year? And is there any social Halloween related thing?
So yeah, yes and no. All right. So it does not always fall over Halloween, but it does. The Institute does fall over Halloween this year, and I believe next year.
Next year.
So
Yeah.
this year we're in New Orleans. Next year we will be back in Atlanta, and the following year we will be
Back in
in
New Orleans.
Arlington, Virginia, and then back to
Oh,
New Orleans.
you are right. You are right. I'm
So
sorry. You are quite.
yes, next year we'll be here in Atlanta. And because we're in New Orleans, I know. Listen, I am super excited about being in New Orleans over Halloween. I'm just going to put it out there. No, there's not anything specific that we are planning to do, but during the brief amounts of free time that you have, we do encourage you to get out and see the city. It's a great place. Obviously, be safe. Don't go out by yourself, or at least let somebody know where you are. But yeah, no direct Halloween from us. But like I said, we're gonna do a little beignet and bread pudding shindig, and hopefully we'll have some beads. We'll see. I don't know.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited. It will be my first time outside of Pittsburgh. So
Oh, right, cool.
Oh,
This is gonna be great.
Hi, Tiffany. This is Sarita Thomas. This might be the University of Pittsburgh week.
No
No,
problem.
I actually just sent you an email because I thought I was being delinquent, but now this other question about MOAs makes me feel better. So,
Yes,
because I
you're
logged back
good.
into my portal and I saw the MOA and I freaked out because I was like, oh, I'm supposed to sign this. So I signed it, and now there's another button that says not in use. And I tried to go in and it gave me an error. I actually just sent you a screenshot with the
Okay.
email so you can see what it looks like. So
Okay.
now I don't know if I was being
No,
forward and
no,
I need to
no.
relax.
So you're fine. So the question about the MOA earlier being sent out to by DocuSign, that is for our state funded scholars only.
Okay.
So our
Okay.
institutional awardees, so all of my friends at Pitt, you will go back into the portal and sign your MOA on
Okay.
the portal. But let me take a look at that error. I'll reach out to
Yeah.
our
It's like a
administrator.
second task and it says
Okay.
not in use, but it says action required and it's stopping me from hitting submit. So
Okay.
I don't know if I think maybe there's supposed to be another, I couldn't tell if there was supposed to be another task I was supposed to do or
Right.
not.
Okay, all
So,
right. Yeah, we'll definitely check into that, and I'll get back with you shortly.
okay.
And
Thank you.
Sarita and you and all the rest of you, please be patient with us. We are rolling this.
Yeah, no
We're
problem.
trying to get all this stuff online, and we're rolling this out this year. So there are going to be some bumps
Okay.
in there. And just know that, yeah, keep letting us know when you run into errors, because that means you're
Yes.
getting it cleaned up. So we
Yeah.
appreciate
Right.
your patience on that.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I just want to make sure I wasn't being, I
No,
wasn't the
you're
one being
fine.
delinquent. So,
No, you're just fine.
okay. Okay.
Great. All right, let's see. Will there be reimbursement or food stipend for food while we were at the Institute? The vast majority of your meals are covered with the exception of Saturday night dinner. So there is, well, and technically Thursday night dinner. So there is a reception on Thursday night. Well, there will be food there. There is breakfast Friday morning. There's a lunch on Friday. And there's a dinner on Friday. There's a breakfast on Saturday. There's lunch on Saturday. And then no dinner Saturday, but then there will be a reception, the dessert social reception for Saturday. And then on Sunday, there's also a breakfast and a lunch. Brunch is Sunday is a brunch because we know people will be leaving by then. So let's
So
see.
to answer that question though, is there a meal stipend? No. Saturday is literally on your own. You cannot submit that dinner expense to us. That one is on your own. All the other meals are provided by us. Or I should say, Tiffany was right. If you want a full dinner Thursday night when you get in, that meal and Saturday night are on your own, which means you pay for that when I say on your own, but all the other meals are provided for us. Now, if you choose not to eat the meals we provide, that's a personal decision, but we will provide meals.
And that being said, also, if you should have make sure you note if you have any dietary restrictions on the registration form so that we can account for that. We do our absolute best to make sure that everyone is accommodated. Did the total amount of yearly income level change for this year? No, we're still at 34,000, and we will probably hold steady at 34,000 for the next probably next couple of years.
Yeah. You all are asking great questions, and I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody on this call is learning a little something more about how the program works.
I certainly hope so. Let's see. Next, I am recording this. And so I will get Veronica to send out the link to this. So if you want to go through and review what we've talked about, if you need to send it to your scholar friends who were not able to get on today, we can let them know that this is being recorded as well. I probably will not do an office hours session in October just because, I mean, we're in full swing getting ready for the Institute. So we'll probably pick up office hours again in November. But we will, I mean, you'll see us at the Institute. You can ask questions during the orientation session. I will also send out a know before you go email, top 10 things you need to know or do before you come to the Institute. But yeah, well, I'm super excited about seeing you all and meeting some of our new scholars and seeing some of our older scholars. It's going to be a really great time. Let's see, another question. I'm extending an invite to my academic mentor for next year. Can you review what I need to know so I can share with her accordingly? Yes. So, a part of our program, our doctoral awardees are, you can invite your faculty mentor to come to the Institute with all of their expenses paid on us one time during your official tenure in the program. And all you'll need to do is indicate on your registration form that you would like to invite your faculty mentor. You'll provide their name, their email address. We'll go through and make sure that that we'll assign them an ID so that they can get registered. But really all you need to do is to indicate that you'd like to invite your mentor, and we'll send them the invitation to register, and we'll cover all their expenses.
And it's a great program benefit that's available to the doctoral awardees, and it's something, if you haven't done it, you should do that. Is at least extend your mentor a couple of invitations to come, and hopefully one of the times you offer that invitation, they will be able to attend, because it's and so that you do know and you can share with them, there is programming on the agenda that is for mentors. They aren't going to the same sessions you all go to. There are designated sessions for mentors that address issues that they face, and we feel we can have some influence on what happens with them and improving their mentoring skills, taking strategies back to their departments to improve recruiting and retention of not only scholars of color, but other faculty of color. So there is a, if you will, curriculum on the agenda for faculty mentors.
Let's see. I did not know that all of their expenses would be covered. I registered for the Institute, but I not specified that I'm interested in inviting my mentor. Can I still invite my mentor? Yes. Please reach out to Robert Puckett. Let me drop his email in the chat. Send an email to Robert Puckett, let him know that, you didn't put it on there before, but you would like to have them invited, and we'll get that information sent out. I added a guest for this year. When will they know if their invitation is accepted? They know they have to pay their way. You mean you invited a guest scholar or a guest to come like, tell me more.
Yeah, what's the context?
They are a faculty at Clemson University.
Oh, yes.
Okay. They got recruited, and the hope is that they will help develop a doctoral program at Clemson. My hope is that I have a shoe-in to get a job there and get SRUB representative at Clemson. So I'm speaking this into my life. So I'm just trying to like line things up and also be cognizant and intentional about what is that we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. So, Robert probably reached out to that faculty person, but to double check, I'd send Robert an email just to make sure that they've got all their ducks in a row and lined up.
Diane, were you inviting that person as your mentor or just inviting them to the Institute?
No, so he is not just he's been a professor in the field for 30 years. He is also my partner. He came last year. He was very interested in the program. At the time, he was at William and Mary. Tiffany had a conversation about William and Mary, but now that he is in Clemson, and he is part of, like, that was specifically what they wanted. They recruited him for, was to help build the doctoral program. There's a new opportunity at that facility to be able to bring some diversification. Nice. And since that's in the talks now, the hope is that possibly that could be in some kind of stage in 3 to 4 years. Well, by then I will need a job. And by then, I'm suspecting that there is a process, right? To create this partnership and stuff like that. So it's twofold. I'm interested in getting him involved because of that, and also to be able to develop another partnership at a university that I know we don't have yet.
Actually, we do have a very strong partnership with Clemson. So let's talk a little bit about that. We do have, I don't know, usually we have about 6 or 7 in state-funded scholars at Clemson every year.
But not in the counselor education program, right? Counselor education supervision, because they don't have that program yet.
No, not in
another STEM field.
So they are in other fields. I think we have some. I know we have some in construction. I know we have some in education, but probably not in counselor. You say counselor supervision, but let's absolutely talk offline. We've got a lot of connections there at Clemson, and we'd be happy to help facilitate that.
Okay, absolutely.
But in terms of the Institute, reach out to Robert, and he'll make sure that you get that done. Let's see. One other question about the monthly paychecks. Are they going to be every month after the 25th? Yes, typically, the monthly stipend is deposited on or about the 28th of every month. All right. This has been wonderful. It's about 11 o'clock, so I'm going to wrap up our session. Again, I've got it recorded, so we'll share this out with everyone probably tomorrow. If you have any other questions or you think of something that, we talked about today, like, oh, I forgot to ask Tiffany, send me an email. I did also want to say, if you have not seen on my emails or anything, I do have a booking link in my signature line now. So if you have, particularly at the beginning of the academic year, when we're trying to get new scholars onboarded and we're trying to get new institutions onboarded, we're trying to get everybody registered for the institute. I got a lot of emails going on, and so if you have sent me something that you need to follow up with, you can email me again, or you could book a 10 to 15-minute chat or a 30-minute chat with me. It's just another way that hopefully we can stay in communication a bit easier. But again, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I look forward to seeing you all in New Orleans. Take
Thanks,
care,
everyone. Appreciate it.
Bye.
See you in New
Thank
Orleans.
you. This was great. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
And how am I supposed to get in touch with you, Mr.
Uh,
Abrams?
Uh,
Ansley.
you can on the website. My office phone is there. Just call me. It's fine.
Okay.
Yep, just call me.
All right. Well, this is Monica. I'll be reaching out soon. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.